the greatest gap, the greatest gap. The greatest gap is between knowing what to do and doing what you know. Hey all, welcome along to this inspired soliloquy, which follows immediately after the most amazing coaching session that I've just had, that I've just received from my mentor and guide, Basil Harris. Today, I'm going to talk to you from my heart, referring to some of my notes based on the inputs that I've received from my mentor about procrastination. That's right, procrastination. Many years ago, Basil taught me, he said this, he said, another word for stability is stagnation. That got me thinking a little bit. And when I've shared it with a few people, I've experienced resistance, sometimes even rejection to the idea. But think about it for a moment. What is our environment today, if not unstable? Perhaps we'd like to reframe unstable as dynamic. And dynamic means changing. And it can change for the better or for the worse for you, depending on how you utilize the changes that are taking place in our environment. The word dynamic also has to do with motion or movement, which is the exact opposite of procrastination. Many years ago, I learned that don't trust your emotion if you are not in motion. A wise man by the name of Jim Dornan once taught me, he said, you can't steer a parked car. And so if you're stagnant, if you're stable, if you're still, and you have a desire to achieve something in your life, the very worst thing you can do is remain in a state of stagnation or in a state of procrastination. So one of the things that I've learned also is, and Basil taught me this more than a decade ago, he said, you don't get stuck. You don't get stuck. You just stopped. You and me have the ability, but often we don't have the willingness to move, to start, to step forward from our stuck state. Our stuck states are more psychological than physiological because we constantly think about, talk about, contemplate about things that we cannot do. Rather, a breakaway question to ask could be, what can I do in this situation? What's one thing that I can do right now and right here to move me even 1 inch forward? It doesn't matter. Robert Schuller said, by the yard, it's hard, but inch by inch, everything's a cinch. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started before you become great. And it's okay if you move just 1 inch forward today. And you can do that right now, not tomorrow, not an hour from now, not a week from now, but right now. If you're watching this video, may I encourage you, may I cajole you, may I even push you a little bit or pull you a little bit to do something right now, immediately after watching this video. One important thing. For just 5 minutes, one important thing for just 5 minutes to get you started and to get you moving in the right direction. John Maxwell said, he said, yesterday ended last night, and today is the first day of the rest of your life. I heard from another wise person, he said, the bend in the road is not the end in the road unless you fail to make the turn. Les Brown said, he said, if you're going through hell, well, then keep on going, increase your speed, move faster through hell so that you get through it and you get on to the other side. Because failure is not the falling down, failure is the staying down, okay? And a very wise gentleman once taught me this, and he was writing a book as an author. He said he would often procrastinate and stop. And the affirmation that he used to break out of procrastination was this. He would say, I have enough. I have enough. You have enough to get started. Don't aim for perfection, aim for movement. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is improvement. And you cannot improve unless you step forward and move forward with what you've got. There's a coaching client of mine taught me an Arabic aphorism, and he said, this is what he taught me. I learned this just a couple of weeks ago. He said, haraka baraka. Haraka baraka. And I hope I'm pronouncing that appropriately and correctly in Arabic. And essentially, haraka baraka means there is a blessing in movement. There is a blessing in movement. So get started. All right. I wish you well and good day.